hiding here behind my car because I don't want to scare them. That's amazing. Hello forest lovers and welcome back to my video series Woodland Diaries. And first of all, I want to congratulate you on Earth's Day and spring equinox. It's the first astronomical day of spring. From this day on, the daylight gets longer and we will have less darkness in our lives, in our days, and for 3 more months we will have more and more daylight until midsummer. And well, yesterday was a spring equinox and it was really sunny and warm day. I was outside with just a light jacket, sweater, and with no hat because it was so nice and so warm. And today we have snow again. The winter doesn't want to let go. And this whole March was kind of stubborn month. It was a fight between spring and winter because in a week probably all the snow from the winter, from the 2 months of winter, everything melted except it stayed in the forests for a little while. We would have a sunny day and then we will have snow and then we will have rain. And yeah, it was really like a fight between spring and winter. And we had really cold and freezing nights. We had nights when it was -9 or even -16 Celsius, so it was really freezing. And we had a lot of ice on roads, so I fell a few times. Oh, that hurts. No, I don't like falling on ice, so I hope that that part of winter is going away because I don't like that. But what's interesting about that cold and freezing nights and cold days is because it's different when it's in March and when it happens in January or February. Because even though it was cold temperatures, but it didn't feel that cold. It didn't feel as cold as in winter. And I think that's because we have more sunlight and sun stays longer in the sky and it's warmer than the sun is warmer than in winter. And another interesting thing that is that the birds, once the birds started to sing, it doesn't stop even though it's snowstorm outside, the birds still know that it's spring, and it doesn't matter if it's snowing or it's raining, it's spring, and we will sing. And it's really nice for people to hear that, because then we know that too, that it's spring and it doesn't feel really cold and really bad. I would like to tell you about the signs of spring. Of course, one of the first signs is probably birds singing, because some of the birds, like a great tit, starts to sing in the beginning of January when it's still really cold. And now in March, you can hear a lots of birds singing. And one of the nicest things in the forest is liverleaf flower. It's a violet flower, which is so abundant here that once it starts to bloom, the whole forest becomes a violet sea, and the whole ground it gets covered by those flowers. And if you don't want to stomp on them, you have to be really careful. You have to look where you put your feet, because there's so much of it. But it's so beautiful. And a few days ago I saw some of them, and today I wanted to film it and show it to you, but it's full of snow everywhere, and I was looking for them. I wanted to find them, and I started to dig a snow a little bit, but I couldn't find them. Yeah. When I was a little girl, I used to go to the forest with my sister, and we would pick these liverleaf flowers, um, and bring them home, put it put them in a vase, but they would die off really quick because they don't like to be picked. But it was so nice to bring something from the forest to your house, to your home, because the liverleaf flower is the most beautiful sign of spring to me. Well, another sign of spring is the smell, because the spring has a specific smell that's earthy and so fresh. It's not really cold, but it's not really warm. It's maybe hard to explain, But if you ever smelled it, you know what I'm talking about. That smell brings the feeling of new beginnings, and you just want to go right away in your garden and put your hands in soil and plant something. I like to go on bird watching, and I started to do that maybe 8 years ago, and I really love that, especially in spring, because many birds come back from the south, especially geese. And when I sat here to talk to you guys, the two flocks of geese flew over me, just over my head, and they were so loud and singing, and oh, it was so nice. I love geese. They're so wonderful. They're so beautiful. And I tried to make a video about bird watching, about me going to bird watch in some of the places. But the both times was really cold and I couldn't find anything really interesting. The first time I went bird watching, it was so cold. The wind was blowing crazy and it was really cold, and my hands was red from this cold wind. And another time I got up really early and I drove to one place, but it was cold and it wasn't sunny. Well, I got some beautiful shots, not that much as I wanted. Still early in the spring, and there's ice on the water, and the nights are really cold. Today was -7 and yesterday was -9 Celsius. So I'm waiting for weather to be warmer. So I think this is it for this video blog. This is how the beginning of spring looks like, and I hope we will have more sunny and warmer days. So thank you guys for watching, and I see you soon. Bye.